Alan Furlong, a Perth, WA-based analytical counsellor and clinical supervisor of counsellors and psychotherapists, uploads content each week on subjects that hopefully inspire the listener to awaken through insights and awareness via new learnings. Being human is subject to so many forces, both positive and negative. This video explores how psychoanalysis can illuminate elements of one's own psyche. Please like, share and subscribe, as it helps to reach a wider audience and get the information to as many people as possible. The term psychoanalysis comes from Greek roots. It was coined by Sigmund Freud, combining the Greek words psyche and analysis. Here's a breakdown of its etymological and interpretive meanings. 1. In Greek, psyche means soul, spirit, or mind. It encompasses the non-physical aspects of a person, including emotions, thoughts, and essence of life. 1. This comes from the Greek verb enaleuin, meaning to loosen, break down, or resolve. It implies a process of deconstruction or examination of complex phenomena into their simpler parts. Thus, psychoanalysis can be understood as an analysis of the soul or mind, or a process of examining and understanding the psyche. While not a direct translation, soul therapy aligns with the philosophical essence of psychoanalysis. The term suggests a focus on the deeper, often unconscious aspects of human experience. These reflect psychoanalysis' focus on understanding thoughts, emotions, and unconscious processes. This term emphasizes the reflective and healing aspects of psychoanalysis, aimed at self-awareness and resolution of internal conflicts. A straightforward rendering, which ties directly to the word's Greek roots. Freud did not explicitly define psychoanalysis as soul therapy. His work was grounded in exploring the unconscious mind, emotions, and internal drives rather than metaphysical or spiritual interpretations. However, some modern thinkers and psychotherapists, especially those influenced by Jungian or existential traditions, frame psychoanalysis as a form of soul work. Psychoanalysis regarding the unconscious and sexuality in the Lacanian model. Psychoanalysis, as defined by Jacques Lacan, diverges significantly from the classical Freudian model, emphasizing the linguistic structure of the unconscious and the interplay of desire, sexuality, and subjectivity. Lacan famously declared that the unconscious is structured like a language, reflecting his belief that the unconscious operates through symbols, metaphors, and metonymies akin to language itself. Within this framework, sexuality is not merely biological but profoundly tied to the signifiers and structures that govern the unconscious mind. Lacanian psychoanalysis reinterprets Freud's theories of the unconscious and sexuality through three key registers: the imaginary, the symbolic, and the real. These registers interact to shape the subject's experience of themselves, their relationships, and their desires. Sexuality in the Lacanian perspective is less about physical acts and more about how subjects position themselves within the symbolic structures of language and social norms. Desire, which Lacan links intricately to the unconscious, is perpetually deferred, fueled by a lack that is constitutive of human subjectivity. Central to Lacan's theory is the idea that the unconscious does not operate as a repository of repressed content in a purely biological sense, but as a linguistic system. This insight emerges from Lacan's synthesis of Freud with structuralist linguistics, particularly the work of Ferdinand de Saussure. Lacan argues that the unconscious is revealed through slips of the tongue, dreams, and symbolic acts, all of which function as linguistic expressions. In this linguistic structure, the unconscious is governed by signifiers, which are elements that do not have fixed meanings but gain significance in relation to other signifiers. For Lacan, the name of the father, a primary signifier, introduces the subject into the symbolic order, the world of language, culture, and law, mediating the subject's access to desire and sexuality. Desire, lack, and the role of the other. Desire, for Lacan, is fundamentally tied to the notion of lack. Human beings are born into a world that predates them, a world already saturated with language, meaning, and the desires of others. The child's entry into language creates a gap between what they want and how they express it. This gap is the site of desire. Lacan's famous assertion that man's desire is the desire of the other highlights the idea that our desires are mediated by the social and linguistic systems we inhabit. Sexuality, within this framework, is not a purely biological drive, as Freud's libido theory might suggest, but a complex interplay of signifiers that shape how we relate to our bodies, our identities, and others. The phallus in Lacanian theory is a central signifier, not as a biological organ, but as a symbol of power, lack, and desire. It represents what the subject cannot fully possess or be, underscoring the fragmented nature of human experience. Jouissance and the real. In addition to desire, Lacan introduces the concept of jouissance, a form of pleasure that exceeds the bounds of the symbolic order and often becomes intertwined with suffering. Jouissance resides in the real, the dimension of experience that cannot be fully articulated within language. Sexuality, particularly its transgressive and traumatic aspects, often involves an encounter with the real. This encounter disrupts the subject's symbolic identity, revealing the limits of language and the enduring mystery of human desire. Through these ideas, Lacanian psychoanalysis provides a framework for understanding the unconscious and sexuality not as fixed entities but as dynamic processes shaped by language, culture, and the structures of the psyche. The benefits of engaging in therapy. Therapy, whether rooted in psychoanalytic traditions or other modalities, offers profound benefits for individuals seeking greater self-understanding, emotional healing, and psychological resilience. The therapeutic process provides a safe, structured space for exploring complex feelings, uncovering unconscious patterns, and fostering personal growth. Below, we explore the multifaceted benefits of engaging in therapy, drawing insights from psychoanalytic, humanistic, cognitive behavioral, and integrative approaches. 1. Self-awareness and insight. One of the most significant benefits of therapy is the opportunity to gain deeper self-awareness. Psychoanalytic traditions, including the Lacanian model, emphasize the exploration of the unconscious, the hidden motivations, desires, and conflicts that influence behavior. Through the therapeutic dialogue, clients uncover patterns that have shaped their lives, from early childhood experiences to recurring relational dynamics. For instance, a client who repeatedly experiences unfulfilling relationships may, through therapy, identify unconscious fears of intimacy or unresolved childhood trauma. This insight enables them to make conscious choices rather than being driven by unseen forces. 2. Emotional regulation and resilience. Therapy provides tools for understanding and managing emotions. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, for example, helps clients identify and reframe negative thought patterns that contribute to anxiety, depression, and stress. Humanistic approaches, such as Carl Rogers' person-centered therapy, create an environment of unconditional positive regard, allowing clients to express emotions freely and develop self-compassion. Over time, engaging in therapy strengthens emotional resilience. Clients learn to tolerate distress, navigate challenges, and recover from setbacks more effectively. This increased capacity for emotional regulation enhances overall well-being and life satisfaction. 3. Improved relationships. Interpersonal relationships are often a focus in therapy, as they are central to human experience. Many therapeutic modalities, from psychodynamic therapy to family systems approaches, explore the relational patterns that individuals develop over time. Therapy helps clients identify unhealthy dynamics, such as codependency, attachment issues, or communication barriers, and work toward healthier interactions. For example, a client struggling with attachment insecurity may, through therapy, learn to recognize how their fears of abandonment or rejection influence their behavior. By addressing these fears, they can cultivate more secure, fulfilling relationships. 4. Healing from trauma. Therapy is a powerful tool for processing and healing from trauma, whether it stems from childhood experiences, abuse, loss, or other adverse events. Trauma-focused therapies, such as eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, EMDR, or somatic experiencing, provides specialized techniques for addressing the psychological and physiological impact of trauma. In the context of psychoanalysis, trauma is often viewed as an encounter with the real, an overwhelming event that cannot be fully integrated into the symbolic order. Therapy creates a space for clients to articulate and make sense of these experiences, transforming the trauma from a source of unspoken pain into a narrative that can be understood and integrated. 5. Enhanced self-esteem and identity formation. Therapy fosters a stronger sense of self and identity by encouraging clients to explore their values, beliefs, and goals. This process is particularly important for individuals who have experienced identity struggles, such as those related to gender, sexuality, or cultural heritage. By exploring these aspects in a supportive environment, clients can develop a more authentic and cohesive sense of self. In addition, therapy often challenges self-critical or perfectionistic tendencies, helping clients cultivate self-acceptance. For many, this shift leads to greater confidence and a willingness to pursue meaningful goals. 6. Coping with life transitions. Life transitions, such as career changes, relationship endings, or bereavement, can be overwhelming. Therapy provides a space to process these changes, explore their impact, and develop strategies for moving forward. Clients often find that therapy helps them navigate uncertainty, clarify their priorities, and adapt to new circumstances with greater ease. 7. Physical health benefits. The mind-body connection is well documented, and therapy can contribute to improved physical health. Chronic stress, unresolved trauma, and emotional distress can manifest as physical symptoms, such as headaches, digestive issues, or weakened immunity. By addressing the psychological roots of these conditions, therapy can alleviate physical symptoms and promote overall health. For example, mindfulness-based therapies, such as mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, have been shown to reduce symptoms of chronic pain, improve sleep, and lower blood pressure. These approaches combine psychological insight with somatic awareness, creating a holistic path to wellness. 8. Breaking cycles of dysfunction. Many individuals seek therapy to break cycles of dysfunction that have persisted across generations. Family systems therapy, for instance, examines how patterns of behavior, communication, and belief are passed down within families. By identifying and addressing these patterns, clients can create healthier dynamics for themselves and future generations. For example, a client from a family with a history of addiction may, through therapy, develop strategies to avoid repeating these patterns. Therapy empowers individuals to make choices that align with their values, rather than being constrained by inherited dysfunction. 9. A space for vulnerability and connection. Therapy offers a unique relationship, a space of trust, empathy, and non-judgment. For many clients, the therapeutic alliance is their first experience of being fully seen and understood. This connection itself can be profoundly healing, especially for individuals who have experienced isolation, rejection, or neglect. In Lacanian terms, the therapeutic relationship mirrors the other, allowing the client to explore their desires and fears in a safe and contained environment. This exploration fosters growth, insight, and transformation. 10. Long-term change and personal growth. The ultimate goal of therapy is not merely symptom relief but profound and lasting change. Clients often report that therapy transforms their understanding of themselves and the world, enabling them to approach life with greater clarity, purpose, and authenticity. Conclusion. Engaging in therapy is a deeply enriching process that addresses the complexities of the human experience. Whether through uncovering unconscious patterns, fostering emotional resilience, or cultivating meaningful relationships, therapy empowers individuals to lead more fulfilling lives. From the Lacanian perspective, therapy is a journey into the symbolic structures that shape our desires and identities, offering a path toward greater self-awareness and freedom. Thank you for watching and have a blessed day.